Hi everyone, Bren here. Welcome to the very first autumn garden update of 2023. I just felt a few drops of rain. It looks like it's about to pour down. So I better get a move on and show you around. Mightn't show you too much. I don't want to put you into shock because my garden is a mess. Look at the state of this. All the grass making its way up amongst the Verbena bonariensis. Here comes the rain. I'll take some shelter with Snowflake underneath this apple tree and hopefully it will pass. While we are waiting here for a few minutes, just want to quickly run through a few things that I'm going to show you today. Firstly, I want to give you an update on the cold hardy vegetable and flower seedlings that I planted or started planting about 2 weeks ago. I'll also show you how I save zucchini seeds. Plus, I want to go through 5 cold hardy cut flowers that you can sow now in autumn, overwinter in your garden, with the hopes, crossing my fingers, if all things go well, I'll be able to harvest flowers from those plants in early spring. I almost forgot. I also want to show you the bouquets that I put together for Tarmore Garden Centre. Just delivered them this morning. So let's get into it now. It looks like the rain's going to slow down, so I reckon we'll be all right to have a look around. I'm going to start off over here with this Lebanese zucchini plant. Yes, these are Lebanese zucchinis, believe it or not. They're quite large. All I've done is left a couple to grow and mature on the plant. For any of you who haven't seen or grown Lebanese zucchinis before, this is the size that you are supposed to pick them at. And this is the size I allow them to grow to when I am saving seeds. So you can see the skin has changed to a yellow, pale yellow colour, and inside there'll be some lovely large mature seeds to pick that I can save for next year. Before I show you how I save zucchini seeds, it's important for me to mention that zucchini plants can cross-pollinate with other zucchini varieties, meaning the bees transfer the pollen from one plant to the other, which will result in any saved seeds from that plant potentially being different to the mother plant. So, if I save these Lebanese zucchini seeds, the plants that grow from them, the fruit that develops, may not be exactly the same as the Lebanese zucchini. And I'm saying that because I actually do have a different variety of zucchini growing near this Lebanese one. I have a blackjack zucchini, so we could end up with a few unusual looking fruit next year. But you know what? I don't mind. I'm curious. I want to see what these seeds will produce. So let me get into it now and show you how I save them. I've got one ready to go. Autumn is the perfect time of year to save zucchini seeds and lots of other fruit, vegetable and flower seeds. If you've never saved seeds before, I'd highly recommend saving some of these because it is so easy. The process is super straightforward. It's a great one to get started with on your seed saving journey. So just split it in half. I can already see a few seeds in here, but there's plenty more in the center section. So I'm going to scoop all the flesh in the center out with a spoon. So many seeds, wow. I'm going to pop this into some water, give it a mix, and that will help to separate the seeds from the flesh. This is only a small portion of what is in here. As you can see, I've only done half of it. I still haven't separated all the seeds in here. So plenty to use. I'll only need about 4 or 5 in my garden. And then, you give the rest away. And what I want to show you is the next step. You lay them down on a paper towel or some toilet roll, spreading them out, giving them enough room so that they can completely dry. It takes approximately a week. Then after that, you just place them all into a paper envelope. You can also use like a brown bag, or you can use a jar as well. Make sure to label it, and then they're all ready to go for next season. And while us home gardeners here in New South Wales, Australia, have to wait a few months before we can start sowing our zucchini seeds again, now the beginning of autumn is the perfect time to sow a whole heap of cold hardy crops for autumn winter harvests. Over the last, I think it was 3 videos, I have gone through a number of cold hardy vegetables and edible flowers that I am sowing now. I have actually already made a start in that about 2 weeks ago. I haven't started on everything, just a small bunch, but I'm telling you, from now on I'm going to go full steam ahead. It is the absolute perfect time to get your seed raising mix out, your seeds sorted, and get growing. Here's what I've got so far. Plenty of healthy looking seedlings, and then over here with the cauliflower, a couple of seedlings have died, completely my own fault. I didn't keep up with the watering, I allowed them to dry out, so yeah, serves me right. I'll just have to sow a few more seeds and, you know, give them a bit more attention. I've got purple Mizuna, bright lights silver beet. I'm quite happy with that. You can see all the different coloured stems there already, even at this small stage. There's this giant variety of silver beet. I don't think that's the right name for it, fork hook giant. I'll have to check that one. Here's some giant elephant leeks. Look how the soil is mounding up. All the little seedlings are trying to pop through. Definitely oversowed there. Same here with this one. These are all cabbage seedlings, like as if I'm going to need that many. Although I did make a purchase this week. It's a fermenter and I'm planning on trying to make sauerkraut. So yeah, I do need a bit of cabbage, but definitely not that many. It's looking like with these I'll have to start potting them up, and I'll need to pot up these 2 Italian sprouting broccoli. This one is rocket. Then I have nasturtiums, which make a really great edible flower. You can also eat the leaves and the seed pods too. Cherry rose. I don't think I've grown this one before. I believe I did sow seeds before, but the plants never amounted to anything, which is a bit strange because nasturtiums are really easy to grow here. Here are some Johnny jump up violas. I talked about them last week. These were on my list of edible flowers, as were the nasturtiums, and I believe I said calendulas too. You can actually use calendulas as a cuff flower, and this one is on my cuff flower list. There's a heap of red and green lettuce. I think that's it so far. For any of you interested in, you know, starting to grow your own food or flowers now, as I said, I did make those other videos, but what I will also do in the description to this video is I'll list out the cold hardy vegetables that you can sow now, the edible flowers and the cuff flowers too. When I'm talking about cold hardy cuff flowers here in my area, these are plants that are able to handle at least a light frost, if not a bit more, and some can withstand snow. But thankfully we are very fortunate in this part of the world. You never know, because we do get some wild weather. I was going to say we never get snow, but I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, let's just say I'm going to plow ahead, and these are the 5 that I'm definitely going to grow. Number 1 are Snapdragons. These add a really nice spike element to floral arrangements. And Snapdragons come in lots of different varieties and colours. This year I tried out a couple of different varieties like Madame Butterfly and Potomac, but I have to say I think my absolute favourite is the more traditional, well, traditional for this part of the world, I believe. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it seems like people grow this one, the Tetra mix, and it's really easy to get those seeds too. I believe the seed collection, they sell them if anyone's looking for them. Number 2 is a Larkspur. Again, a nice tall stem. They do add a bit of a spike element to floral arrangements. I've had, you know, mixed success with Larkspur in the past. I usually buy them as seedlings and I find they don't transplant very well. So this year I'm planning on direct sowing them into a bed and see how they go that way. Number 3 is Statice. Oh, this plant these flowers get me so excited because not only do they make a lovely addition to fresh floral bouquets, but you can also dry them too. They're long lasting in the vase. Oh, so many different colours. I really got into growing them this year. I have grown them in the past, but this year I went full steam ahead. I found, which one? I grew the apricot, that was beautiful. And the white, and the blue, and the pink, and the purple. Oh, it just keeps on going on. Definitely grown Statice. That is a must in my garden every year from now on. Number 4 is Calendula. A very pretty flower. I believe some people call them English marigolds. Very hardy, able to withstand the frost, and as long as you keep on cutting them, they just continuously produce blooms. Now, I've grown calendula for years, more so to attract pollinators into the garden, and then using the petals, as I mentioned last week, you know, in different dishes. But this year I tried out a new variety specifically grown for a cut flower called Ivory Princess, and you know, the jury's still out on that. I'm not sure if I liked it that much. It was a bit annoying trying to cut the stems, but I am going to give it another try this year, and I might even try and use some of those specific mixed calendula flowers in arrangements too come springtime. Number 5 are sweet peas. Oh my goodness, they add the most incredible scent to a bouquet. Who doesn't love getting a fresh bunch of flowers, sticking your nose in it, and just being taken away to a dream world with the aroma? So I'm going to be sowing my sweet peas. I think, well, I do it because I think in Ireland traditionally you sow your sweet peas on St. Patrick's Day, which is the 17th of March. And funny enough, it works out roughly the same over here in the southern hemisphere, down here in the southern hemisphere. So I'm going to be sowing my seeds very soon. And while I'm sowing those flowers, I am currently able to harvest some of those sun-loving, drought-tolerant cut flowers from my garden. Here are the bunches I put together for this week, and I have to say the flowers in the garden are really starting to slow down. I didn't grow every single bloom that you see in these arrangements because I had to go and forage for some. I went to a relative's garden to get a bit of foliage, and I did have to buy a few of these filler flowers like the baby's breath because I just don't have enough anymore. The blooms are very small, the stems are short. I think it may be coming to that time where I'm going to have to wrap up selling the bouquets at the garden centre for this season. I'll have to have a think about that, and next week we'll talk about it in a bit more detail. Anyway, it is that time again where I'm going to have to say goodbye for another week. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. You're even welcome to share it with a friend if you like. It all helps with the algorithm with my channel. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I'll see you again next Friday.